So while I'm sitting here, I might as well make Piracetam and Lion Diet day 21. One second. Took some salt pills with some tea. Salt pills and tea. 1 gram of sleep minerals, 2 B complex, 2 salt pills, and a nice hefty swig of pu'er tea. Ripe pu'er comes in a cake with green and black tea. It's Assam black tea and gunpowder green tea. Delicious. And look at those green trees behind me. It's just so beautiful in New England in the summer. So, Piracetam and Lion Diet, day 21. I have taken 3 grams of Piracetam today and 3 grams of choline. I feel good. Slept well last night. Took chlorella. Had some raw liver. I feel like I need more salt. I feel like I just need to take more salt throughout the day because that's really what's going to knock me out at night. So I will take some more salt pills very soon. I'll actually bring those out to the pool so I can just keep taking them every 20 minutes because there's just nothing that beats saturating my system with sodium. It's awesome. The Romans, I think, consume 20 grams of salt a day. They're paid in salt. Salt is so critical. You need salt for nerve function. You need salt for blood volume. You need salt for many, many enzymatic reactions in the body. It's very, 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 very important. You need salt to offset iron. You need salt for lots of things. I remember at one point in time, I thought that I was consuming too much salt, and I was like, I'm going to wean down the salt. And all it did was destroy my health, and now I'm just back to taking as much salt as I possibly can. It is awesome. I notice no downsides, and yeah, it's great. So, I don't know. Do I need to keep taking Piracetam? I don't think I need to take Piracetam. I don't think it's a necessary thing. I think it's just a nice cognitive enhancer. I am going to be testing the Piracetam that I have shortly with NMR, gas chromatography, and I think mass spec, but I'll have to review that with my buddy, the PhD chemist. So, yeah, I feel good. Not taking Adderall, haven't taken Adderall. I'll probably take Adderall before I go to jiu-jitsu on Saturday because I like the stim feeling when I'm just mowing through people on the mats. It's just nice. It's just just focused on your neck and restricting all the oxygen. I like that. No, really, it just locks me in. I think I could totally achieve that without it, but I just feel a little more tired without Adderall, because I've been taking this stuff for 5 years and now I just stopped, so obviously I'm going to feel more tired, but I'm also not smoking weed, so that's nice too, because weed will make you tired. And also, when I don't smoke weed, I have the little jiu-jitsu guys in my head that just keep doing the thing. My brain is just constantly self-organizing, so this is something, I guess this will be the video on weed, maybe. So one thing I noticed is that, I don't want to make this the weed video. I'll make another video, the weed video, on, my whole thoughts and history on weed. I just want to make an update video. Weed disorients, I think. And that disorientation can be fun if you're oriented in a bad direction. I didn't start smoking weed until after I had the first really big insomnia episode my junior year of high school. Before, I'd smoked weed twice, and I didn't like it. Honestly, just didn't like it. I was like, this is bleh. And then after, I think I had, I don't like saying it, but it's like PTSD. It's like PTSD from not sleeping. It's like I'm just sitting there, and my stress response is through the roof. Because I didn't sleep for a month. What does this mean? Why am I dying? I'm 16 years old, 17 years old. I should feel good. I should be in the prime of my life. Why am I peeing and pooping blood? Why didn't my penis work for over a year? About a year. Probably a little over a year. I don't really know. Who's counting, It's a little over a year. I guess it started September, and then I ended up verifying that it worked in like December of the following year or something, or like January of the following year. But all the symptoms had abated at that point, so all that was left was just the PTSD from my body dying. And that just made me want to smoke weed. Like, it just did. Like, I just wouldn't really be able to have sex with women unless I was stoned, because otherwise I would just be thinking constantly about the times when I tried to before, and when I had my body dying and the candida rash, and like my penis didn't work and I felt like shit and my cortisol was through the roof. And like, it's really like interesting that when your body fails to process cortisol, and this was actually funny enough from restricting sodium as well, because I was a junior of high school following the American Heart Association's dietary guidelines on sodium. And as a result, that was really what led to the peeing and pooping of blood. Actually, a fun thing, if you're an athlete and you're sweating all the time and you poop blood, take salt pills. Take a lot of salt pills, pure Himalayan salt. See if it goes away. Probably will. That's a common thing I've noticed with people that I've talked to, health coach, known, is that if you're really sodium deficient, you'll have blood in your poop. That is quite common. So, yeah, and my body wasn't able to process cortisol. Like, I'd be sitting in class, and I remember like sitting in like AP US history and just having like just feeling like I was under attack, like everything was just going wrong, and just kind of like trying to keep myself together. And later I realized it's because your body needs sodium to process cortisol. You actually can't get rid of cortisol without salt, without vitamin C. These things are necessary for the processing of cortisol. So after experiencing this for a year, I just started smoking weed. I started like once a week, and then I noticed that I'd just be out of it for days after. So I'd be like, okay, just keep it to once a week. And I kept it to once a week until my freshman year of college. Fall of my freshman year of college, when UMass Amherst fed me soy while lying to me about it. All the food was labeled soy-free, allergen-sensitive, soy-free. That spring I found out that they've been spraying all of the serving trays with soy. Those heartless, stupid bastards. Yeah, so I didn't sleep for a month, and I just smoked a ton of weed then, and I was just trying to keep myself from wrapping my car around a tree, or just from ending my own life, because that was terrible. And that's when I realized if you kill yourself, it never ends. That was really when I created that belief. And then I created the belief too that if I could survive this, if I could get myself to survive this and figure out how to fix my own insomnia, then I could make the solutions available to other people. And because I couldn't be the only person suffering from this, and I'm not. I've done enough research and health coaching and run ads and webinars and stuff to realize that I am not the only person who suffers from this. I may be the only person who specifically created an entire lifestyle and business and system around fixing it. It's a little bit of a niche problem, but not the only person who suffers from this. But again, it's a little disappointing. I thought that, and I created this belief, and it served me well. The belief prevented me from killing myself, and it gave me a focal point. And I was like, well, so I developed many systems around health, and I figured out health to such a great degree that now I'm just sharing all this information with everyone for free on the internet. And I'm going to continue doing that. I'm going to write books. I'm going to put this information everywhere. I just want to share what I have learned, because it's like picking up trash. Like, the world's my neighborhood, and if I pick up trash in my neighborhood, I live in a better neighborhood. If I help people be healthier, then I live in a healthier world. And if I live in a healthier world, then the world is less likely to be taken over by communists. I really hate communism, and I hate all those belief systems, because I've seen what they do. Because I've studied history, and I've been to communist China. It sucks. You don't want to go to China. Like, go to China. It sucks. It sucks. There's no trees. The food is poison. Everyone on the trip got food poisoning. You can't see the sky because, like, look at this. This is blue sky. You can't see the sky in China. It'll be sunny, and that'll be gray because of smog. It's terrible. It's a prison population. I don't want that for the United States. I don't want that for the world. I want to live in the better world. And I think the world becomes worse when people are unhealthy because they're miserable, they're desperate, and those same feelings of hopelessness and despair that I experienced when I was suffering from insomnia, other people experience in lesser degrees in other dimensions of life, and that's what motivates them to commit spiritual suicide and become communists. And the thing that motivates people to not fight that is the same. So if I make people strong by teaching them how to fix their health problems, how to become healthy, fit, and high-performing, then I'm fighting communism. I'm fighting evil. I'm fighting Jeffrey Dahmer. I'm fighting Jeffrey Epstein. I'm fighting John Wayne Gacy. I'm fighting these evil forces by making healthier, fitter, and more high-performing people who are more aware of what's going on in their own neighborhood so that we can all live in better neighborhoods and together we can live in a better world. Unfortunately, I realized that, I had this, I now see it as somewhat of a delusion because I understand this isn't how people work and people don't really want to be helped in this way. So, there's lots of insomnia groups on the internet, like insomnia Facebook groups, insomnia Reddit groups, all this stuff. And if I go in these groups and I start just telling everyone how I fix insomnia, all the dietary interventions I've done, how I only eat beef, salt, and water, I walk every day, I drink over a gallon of spring water every day, I meditate every day. If I start telling people, I cut out all soy, I cut out all magnesium stearate, I cut out all this stuff. If I start telling people this, they just kind of brush you off. They're just like, I thought that I would tell people about my system and that the world would literally flock to me. But it's like the admins of the group will be like, stop self-promoting. This is a group for people who want to be miserable together. Stop trying to broadcast your solutions. And it's like, it's a rare person who doesn't just want sympathy. Most people just want sympathy. But, you need to make it cool. That's kind of what I'm doing with a variety of my business ventures and stuff. I'm making it cool to fix your health problems. I'm posting about my health problems and what I'm doing to fix them on YouTube to make it cool. Because then there's the rare person who will find my YouTube videos. They'll actually fix their health problems. They'll tell me about it. And they'll be like, thanks, man. You changed my life. And I'm like, awesome. The more people do that, the more maybe I can create a fad, a trend, a movement of people fixing their health problems. Carnivore, the whole carnivore movement it's a little movement that exists. Kind of becomes cool, the cooler that becomes, the cooler these things become. The more I talk about them, the more these things are talked about, the more people will hop on the bandwagon. The more that people hop on the bandwagon, the more people seek out, how do I actually do carnivore? How do I reintroduce foods once I've done carnivore? What are other things I can do that will increase my health in addition to carnivore? Why does carnivore work for some people and not for other people? And that's where I come in. I have this information already out there, and it'll grow and it'll spread. So, but back to weed, I guess. I just started smoking weed heavily. And I basically, after that episode from UMass, thanks UMass for fucking nearly killing me, you psychotic assholes who pride yourselves on being a top-ranked school for chemistry, but you can't figure out how to not put soy in food labeled soy-free. I'm working on a lawsuit for them. I just want to change the labeling laws. This is just a long-term project. Hit me up in the comments. I want to change the labeling laws. I want there to be legal precedent where you can sue the pants off of a company for this stuff, because it nearly killed me. And what really kills me is that it just keeps on happening, and I don't want to end up in a world where they're injecting all of my steaks with soybean oil and soy-derived D-alpha-trisopherol as a preservative, that they can then be like, it's preservative free because I just lie and it's fine to lie, I guess. And now I can't eat anything and then I die. That's the thing I've realized. And it has to start with me. I'd say it starts to start with you, but I mean, I don't know who you are, so it has to start with me. Like, all the solutions that I believe should be widely adopted have to start with me. It's like communism. Like, people want communism to work, but it's like, it has to start with you. Like, you have to fix your own life, and then fix the lives of the people in your family, and then set your own house in perfect order before you criticize the world. So, I can't... If I go on a crusade for global health, that's probably going to end poorly. But if I build systems that help me, and then I make those systems available to other people, that's probably going to end well. And that's just sort of a law of the universe. But back to the weed smoking thing. So I really only started smoking weed when I just felt like shit. Like, I just felt like shit. And I felt like shit for years after that. Even when I was on carnivore, I mean, I consumed energy drinks, which was stupid, but everyone's a little stupid sometimes. And really, like, consuming energy drinks, like, I could sleep, finally, for, like, the first time in my life consistently when I was on carnivore the first time, from 19 to 22 years of age. And yeah, I consumed energy drinks, but I felt like shit. I didn't really know that I felt like shit from the energy drinks, because I'd never not felt like shit in my life. I just felt like shit for my whole life, basically. So then I'd smoke weed, and I'd be like, well, I can sleep, and weed makes me feel good, so I guess what I'm doing is good. Later on, I got off the energy drinks because I realized that they were destroying my brain. I was trying to get off caffeine, and I realized I had to get off energy drinks before I could get off caffeine. By that point, the gut damage was really done, and then I went to caffeine pills, and then years later, the gut damage just kept on continuing to the point where I had to create my entire own line of supplements because I couldn't take B complex, which I need. Because if you have gut problems, you can't absorb B vitamins, and if you don't have B vitamins, then you're going to develop gut problems. It's a vicious cycle. So I had to develop my own line of B vitamins, I had to develop my own caffeine pills, all this stuff, because I needed caffeine because I was dependent on caffeine, but I couldn't get caffeine from the other caffeine pills because they were all poison, because they had magnesium stearate in them, which is derived from soy, and it was destroying my gut. Same with the B vitamins, and that precipitated the latest episode of insomnia that I've been healing. That precipitated the video chain Piracetam and Lion diet, which is what this video is a part of, because I couldn't even take Adderall anymore that I started taking, also because of the gut issues that came about because of the energy drinks. And now that all the gut issues are fixed, for the most part, I mean, I still need to fast occasionally and stuff, because I still do have some gut issues, but they're way better than they've ever been in my whole life. Except for when I was 16, but then I was eating other stuff that was making me not sleep, so then I had sleep issues, so then I couldn't really... my whole life... I have videos on this. My whole life has just been, like, figuring out health problems. And actually, right now, I feel better than I felt in ages. I mean, this is, like, maybe the best I've ever felt my whole life. It's pretty great. Happy to share it with you guys. And you can watch the videos linked in the description below to figure out how I even got to this point. So, yeah, I mean, I just only smoke weed when I feel like shit, I've realized. Because if I don't feel like shit and I smoke weed, then my brain stops optimizing itself constantly in the background. And then I take suboptimal pathways. But it's like my superpower is overthinking, and I love that. But when I feel like shit, the overthinking becomes hell. So then I smoke weed, and that kills the overthinking, and then I feel good. But when I feel good and I overthink, then I just figure out everything in my life and live a hyper-optimized life that's super easy because my brain just overthinks everything in the background. So then whenever something comes up, I'm like, I overthought about this a week ago, and I remember it perfectly, and now I'm just going to implement the solution I figured out in the off chance I ever encountered this situation. So, yeah. I was listening to Levels of Energy a few days ago, and it's a great book. I really recommend Levels of Energy. I was listening to it on Audible, and he's talking about level 80, self-pity, and I had a lot of self-pity because of the insomnia. Like, I just had a lot of self-pity. Like, if you go read the level 80 chapter, I've been stuck. I had a lot of pockets of self-pity from just not sleeping. And it's valid self-pity. It sucks. But it's not particularly helpful. And weed sort of exacerbates that. I realized weed was just exacerbating the self-pity, because I'd smoke weed and then I'd be like, now my brain is stupid. And they'd be like, why did I smoke weed? And then I'm like, oh, I smoked weed because of habit. And I'm like, oh, I got in the habit of smoking weed because I had insomnia. Poor me. So I don't smoke weed now. I don't have self-pity. And thank God for that. Thank God for my family being here for me over the last year and a half while I put all the pieces together and fix myself, health-wise, mentality-wise. My dad asked me a few days ago, he was like, when you talk about dragging yourself out of the pit, do you mean restoring your sleep or depression? And I'm like, it's kind of the same. I mean, it's not the same, and the sleep comes first, and then once the sleep comes, then I have to deal with all the depressed thoughts that I had the whole time I wasn't sleeping. And, yeah, just thank God for my family being here for me and, like, giving a shit to understand me and giving a shit to help me. I'd be dead without them. This would have killed me. There's a lot of people who, like, just don't get it. But at least I have people who do. And, yeah. I'm on a lower dose of Piracetam than I've been on for the past month. I feel good. I don't know if I need Piracetam. Probably play around with it. But I feel good. I feel like I don't really need any cognitive enhancers right now. I just like my tea. I like my tea for the detox. I like my fasting. I like my chlorella. I like my salt. I fucking love salt. I like my sleep minerals. I like my creatine. Put creatine in my B vitamin because I'm a fucking pirate. But got some more stuff I want to come out with, like CoQ10, vitamin D. I just take someone else's vitamin D right now because I just didn't come out with that this time in this line of supplements because of manufacturing reasons. Vitamin D is dosed in micrograms and volumetric dosing and stuff, and I couldn't find a good source, honestly. I couldn't find a good source. So I got to find a good source for vitamin D so I can come out with my own. Because I just want to provide people with all the stuff that I use myself. Because that's the stuff that's good. I mean, I'm the one with the background in neuroscience, insomnia, health coaching, and chemistry. So if I can't figure... And competing in jiu-jitsu, biohacking for years. I've read every book on the subject, pretty much. I've read every book to the point where when I read a new book, I'm like, this is just a combination of all the other books I've read. So I feel like I've read every book. And I'm like, well, if I can't figure out a way to not need it, then the market won't be able to either. And then I'll have products that will be useful for decades to come. And that's really what I want. I just want to build. I want to build a system for myself and make it available to other people because other people are fairly similar to me in a lot of ways. Same number of arms, same number of eyes, in roughly the same place. We're all pretty similar. Some of us are carbo types and other people are protein types, and I got videos on that too, and talking about metabolic typing. That's fascinating. When I was consuming energy drinks, the first time on carnivore, I was also taking Piracetam, but eventually the energy drinks made my gut deteriorate to the point where I couldn't really absorb the Piracetam anymore. And then when I didn't take Piracetam, my vision went to crap and I couldn't really think at all. And that was when I went on Adderall. And I definitely have ADHD. I definitely think ADHD is a neurotype, let's say. It's a type of brain function, but I think it becomes an issue when health, fitness are not in their proper places, because then you lack the energy to pull yourself out of the ADHD rut. It's like, think of a good metaphor for it. So I guess it's like my brain is constantly going in a million directions at once. It's like my brain is a million different strings of thought going in different directions, and I can use force of will and coherency of neurological functioning to pull them all together into one train of thought. But when my brain function isn't there, my brain metabolism isn't there. That's really what it is. Neurometabolism isn't there. When my gut's too messed up to absorb the nutrients necessary to provide my brain with the things it needs for proper neurometabolism. Because that's what Adderall is. It's a neurometabolic stimulant. When those are missing, then I can't pull all the trains of thought together, and I literally end up just staring at a computer screen for 2 hours trying to type but unable to. It's a bizarre experience. Someone just commented on a post I made on Facebook or something. I'll have to address that after the video. I just saw it flash down in the phone. But yeah, so they took Adderall, and then Adderall just provided me with like one train of thought. But when I'm healthy, when my brain metabolism is at a very high level, I mean, I literally consume more calories now than I did a year ago by like 2,000 a day, and I'm much leaner. Let me see if I can set my camera up so you can see. Yeah. I mean, I eat like 5,000 calories a day. I got the abs. So, yeah, brain metabolism is higher, like substantially higher brain metabolism. When my brain metabolism is higher, then all those trains of thought, all those strings of consciousness become things I can just access instantaneously. It becomes a superpower. But when my brain metabolism is lowered, then it just becomes disinhibited streams of thought that make me unfocused because I can't inhibit them. I lack the ability to do that. And then I also have like the PTSD, and have the PTSD of I didn't sleep, I don't know why, I can't understand this. Health coaching really helped with that. Making the course really helped with that. All these things I've done through my business over the last few years, that you can check out all of them through my YouTube channel, because I've documented all of this, and documenting it too has helped. Because now I'm like, I've done it. I've overcome that problem. I no longer need to compulsively think about insomnia all of the time, because I've fixed it. I've made insomnia. I'm removing the sword of Damocles. I remove it more and more and more. I mean, it's still something I think about a lot, because it's still a really huge problem. And I'm like, oh my God, what if it comes back? What if? But all men die. I don't want to die from insomnia, but I don't think I will. I think I think I figured it out enough. I really think I have. I think it's like, I think it's similar to Alzheimer's, honestly. Like, they say fatal insomnia is a prion disorder, but they also said the same about Alzheimer's, and now Alzheimer's is called type 3 diabetes. I think it's a neurometabolic disorder. And I've documented all the complex relationships between the gut and the brain and metabolism and all this stuff. That's down below in the course called Strong Medicine. Go check that out. But yeah, I feel good. I feel like I've brought all the strings together. So, I guess to wrap up, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Let me know if I've helped you.